welcome to Oweleketv News. I am Francis 18. Thanks for being with us. First, the headlines. FG tells Peter Obi to elucidate his position on leaked audio. Delta APC Chieftain assassinated by gunmen. Criminals in Ekiti. Police arrested 10 kidnappers. Names, faces of policemen who flogged, slapped, and beat man in viral video revealed. Welcome back and thanks for being with us. Now, the news in full. The federal government has questioned the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, to elucidate his position on a leaked audio of the conversation he allegedly had with the founder of the Living Faith Church Worldwide, Bishop David Oyedepo. Addressing the media on Monday in London, the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, stated that Obi should explain what he meant by saying the leaked conversation was a fake doctored audio call. Alhaji Lai Mohammed drew the attention of Nigerians to the recently leaked audio of a conversation between the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, and the cleric. The leaked audio rattled Nigerians because Obi was allegedly heard pleading with the cleric to interfere on his behalf to convince Christians that this is a religious war and they should support him. The minister said that Obi came out to say that it was a fake doctored audio call. He said, if it is fake, it means it never took place. But if it is doctored, it means there was that conversation, but it was manipulated. Stating that Obi needs to come out and make the clarification on whether the conversation did not take place or took place. And if it was doctored, which part of it was doctored? Is it the Yes Daddy part of it? Or is it where he said it was a religious war? Lai Mohammed said the leaked audio had corroborated the position that Obi's electioneering campaign was based on religion and ethnicity. He said this was the first time in the history of Nigeria's election that the politician would come out plainly to campaign on grounds of religion and ethnicity. From the outcome of the presidential elections, evidently, Obi got his vote mostly from areas where he comes from and his religious learning, stating it is not good for the politics of Nigeria and it is very dangerous. As a result of such kind of campaign, Nigeria is more divided than ever and people have been heard commenting either based on their religious inclination or ethnic origin. Many otherwise reputable commentators are not left behind by the effect of this divisive politics. Speaking on his mission to London, the minister said it was to defend the legitimacy of the just concluded general elections to correct the imbalance in the skewed narrative which have perverted the air on the polls. Like what he did recently in Washington, he will let the world know that the 2023 election was the freest and fairest in Nigeria's history. Nan reports that the minister is scheduled to hold conversations and meetings with international media organizations and relevant think tanks based in London. Gunmen suspected to be hired assassins have killed the chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, Sylvester Eferubo, in Delta State. Punch gathered that the APC stalwart was shot dead by the assaulters who stormed his country home in Agboro, Ughelli North local government area of the states. The deceased was said to be the chairman of APC support group in the locality known as the Achievers Group in Agboro. He was described as a dedicated party faithful, a brother and father, and a generous person. Party faithfuls in the community have since called on security agencies, particularly the police, to ensure that justice takes its due course in the matter. The perpetrator should be brought to book as they mourn the deceased. The party leader stated that When contacted, the police public relations officer for Delta State Command, DSP Bright Edafe, confirmed the killing. The PPRO affirmed that 3 suspects have been apprehended in connection with the gruesome murder, just as the investigation is ongoing. The Ekiti State Police Command have arrested not fewer than 10 notorious kidnappers and other criminals terrorizing residents across the 16 local government areas of the states. The Commissioner of Police, Emmanuel Ogundare, paraded the suspects alongside other suspected criminals in Oweleketv, the state capital. According to the Police Public Relations Officer, PPRO, DSP Abutu Sunday, who spoke on behalf of the CP, said the 4 suspected kidnappers were arrested by the operatives of the Rapid Response Squad, RRS, inside the forest in Ekiti. During interrogation, the suspects confessed to being members of the kidnapping cartel who have engaged in a series of kidnapping operations in Ekiti State, among others, where ransoms were collected. Items recovered from them are 1 locally made single-barrel gun, 1 den gun, 3 live cartridges, and a bag of wheat suspected to be Indian hemp. On the 5th of April 2023, at about 13:00 hours, the RRS operatives, during a bush combine operation inside Kajola Forest Reserve, arrested Usman, who had been on the command's wanted list since December 2022 for different kidnapping incidents in Ekiti State, alongside Aliu, aka Dantin, and Salah, aka Commander, who was neutralized by the command's operative on 20th December 2022. During interrogation, the suspect confessed to the commission of the crime alongside other members of his gang who are currently at large. On 31st of March 2023, at about 23:00 hours, upon a tip-off, Nurini M, Mbekele M, and Olawe M were arrested by the command's operative along Ijan Road at Oweleketv. During the arrest of the suspects, Okoli was found held hostage by the suspects and rescued. Investigation revealed that the suspects enticed the victim from Delta State to Ekiti State before being kidnapped and forced to pay 2,200,000 naira before they were arrested. The arrested suspect confessed to the crime. The PPRO said all the suspects will be soon charged to court, reaching out to residents to be security conscious and vigilant, and to report any untoward incident or happening observed in their locality to the nearest police station. We'll be right back, going on a short break. Please stay tuned. Welcome back and thanks for being with us. The Nigeria Police Force has exposed the identities of 3 policemen involved in the assault on passengers in Port Harcourt, Rivers State Capital, on Sunday. It said the 3 policemen, who were identified as Inspector Adejo Siaka, Inspector Friday Obaka, and Sergeant Ndiwa Pruberry, will soon face trial. In a viral video, a policeman is seen assaulting a man in the middle of the road in an incident that happened on Sunday at Emoha Junction, East-West Road in Port Harcourt. On Monday, the police force headquarters ordered the arrest of the officer seen in the viral video assaulting the man and other passengers. The officer and his colleagues were not in approved uniforms but were armed. In the video, one of the officers was seen assaulting the man with a stick before slapping him repeatedly and subsequently forcing him to enter a vehicle. In another viral video, one other officer forcefully pushed other passengers to the car and cocked his gun. However, following a public outcry, the police authority condemned the action of the policemen, saying Their conduct doesn't represent the character of the Nigeria Police Force, nor does it represent the practice in the force. Parading them at the force headquarters on Tuesday, the first public relations officer, CSP Olumiyiwa Adejobi, gave their names. The Executive Committee of the All Progressive Congress in Esaipan Ward 8 in Owo local government area of Ondo State has discontinued its chairman, Mr. Olayode Omorayewa, over abuse of office and mismanagement. The suspension was contained in a notice signed by 24 ward excos and 3 local government excos from the ward and addressed to the local government chairman of the party. Omarayewa's suspension took effect on Sunday, April 9, 2023. The EXCO members expressed a loss of confidence in Omarayewa over his incapability to move the party forward. The Financial Secretary, Mr. Joseph Oladipo, moved the motion for the loss of confidence and was seconded by the representative of special persons in the EXCO, Mr. Oke Abiodun. These developments, which are capable of derailing the party from attaining its lofty objective and becoming the dominant party in Owo local government and the entire state, have remained a matter of concern to all stakeholders. The EXCO, at its meeting of today, deliberated on its performance during the recently concluded presidential, senatorial, House of Representatives and House of Assembly elections. The meeting also reviewed the estranged relationship between the ward chairman and other EXCO members, the interrelationship between the ward chairman and party leaders in Esaipan and other ward chairmen and unit heads. After expansive deliberations, it was unanimously agreed that the ward chairman is not providing the required leadership and his attitude is creating disharmony across the board within the party. His continued retention as ward chairman and suitability have to be reviewed in the overall interest of the party. Following a tip-off from a human intelligence source, troops of Operation Forest Sanity under 1 Division Nigerian Army has ambushed and neutralized a notorious bandit leader, Isiya Danwasa, and his affiliates. This was following an intelligence that revealed that the bandit leader intended to send his cowboy Yunusa to purchase some ammunition in Kaduna town. Thereafter, the errand boy was followed and picked up by plainclothes soldiers and later used to lure 2 of the bandit leaders to a selected ammunition collection point. Upon their arrival, troops who had laid an ambush engaged the criminals with superior firepower and neutralized both of them. Items recovered from the criminal elements include 1 motorcycle destroyer institute, 2 AK-47 rifles, 6 AK-47 magazines, quantity 250 rounds of 7.62 mm special, 1 power bank, 2 charm vests, and a sum of 200,000 naira. The General Officer commanding 1 Division Nigerian Army and First Commander of Joint Task Force Operation Well Punch, Major General Tori Lagbaja, has commended the troops for their professional conduct and perfect execution of the task. He further charged the troops to go after all bandits and show no mercy. The GOC appealed to the general public to continue to avail the troops and other security agencies with credible and actionable information so as to bring banditry to a standstill. The GOC appealed to the general public to continue to avail the troops and other security agencies with credible and actionable information so as to bring banditry, kidnapping, and other crimes to a lasting end. Some Nigerians reacted to this development differently. Our correspondent has the report.
The special troops and Nigerian military, they're actually doing well compared to the previous time, going back from 2015 to date, when we had a lot of attacks on civilians and all that. But in recent times, they've been doing well. But all I can say is let the government also support the military to fight this banditry, because we all know the truth. There's a lot of interrelationship between the military and the banditry. So let the government intervene, put first hand, and let them tackle the issue on ground. It's a very simple thing. Nigeria has a lot of military troops that if they want to wipe out banditry within a twinkle of an eye, that can be done. But there are a lot of Oga at the tops that are preventing all those things. So let them just come out open and resolve all the issue.
I am Selma reporting for Oweleketv News.
We'll be going on a short break. We will be right back Please stay with us. Welcome back and thanks for being with us. Taxation is defined as the imposition of compulsory levies on individuals or entities by governments across the world. Taxation is used mainly to raise revenue to finance government expenditures, among other reasons. The Nigerian government is largely reliant on taxes as they are a relevant and significant source of revenue and a major source of income for the government to discharge its obligations. No one doubts the fact that the country today falls short of infrastructural development despite the unprecedented turnaround in revenue generation and collection courtesy of the country's Federal Inland Revenue Service, FRS, under the leadership of its executive chairman, Mohammed Nani. The FRS in Nigeria is the agency of the federal government that has the statutory responsibility and powers to access, collect, account and enforce payment of taxes accruable to the government of the Federation. It is normally said that taxation is a contribution individual and corporate entities make towards national development. Many see this as the obligation under the social contract where they contribute to enabling the government to provide the basic and social amenities, welfare services and infrastructural development, among others. The country's infrastructural development has steadily improved across the length and breadth of the country. Visible and noticeable key projects that the government has executed across education, road, health, power, agriculture, and other key sectors have dotted the country. Record shows that that fund has disbursed over 2 trillion naira finance through 2.5% education tax from the assessable profit of companies operating in Nigeria. The commitment of the FRS leadership in pursuing taxes generation and collection is very encouraging. Clearly, taxes are key to Nigeria's survival and economic and infrastructural development, and the FRS is at the center point of all of this. The FRS is doing us proud, but some Nigerians have different feelings about the FRS, and our correspondents have the full story.
I don't think it's been channeled to the right quarters, because if it's been channeled to the right quarters, the improvement on the lives of the people will be evident. But now, just imagine, when you go to some of all these local markets, there are people collecting taxes on every market day, yet the roads are not tarred. There is no pipe-borne water. So what exactly, on what avenues are they telling us that the money is being channeled to the right places? We're not yet seeing the dividends of all those taxes they are collecting. So till then, for now, I'll just say we're not seeing the effects. Till we start seeing the effects, we'll now know that truly the taxes we're paying, they are being channeled to the right places. For now, I would say a very big no.
I am Salma reporting for Oweleketv News.
The Ondo State government has cautioned members of the public to cease taking laws into their hands by applying jungle justice on people suspected of a crime or carrying out vengeance against their fellow beings, following the killing of a 35-year-old suspected internet fraudster in Akure, Ondo State capital on Monday. The acting governor, Lucky Ayedatiwa, in a report issued by the State Commission of Information and Orientation, Mrs. Bamedele Ademola Olateju, said that the state government will not fold its arms and watch miscreants vandalize law and order in the states. It states that the attention of Ondo State government has been drawn to a gruesome and worrisome recourse to jungle justice by the public. This is particularly true when citizens attack, kill, based on insubstantial excuse or the other, especially on allegations of internet scam laced with ritual killings commonly referred to as Yahoo Plus. The governor, Oweleketv, has expressed shock and disbelief at the recent mob attack that led to the stoning to death of 35-year-old Tope Olorunfemi in the Ikoja area of Akure. The young man riding in a Toyota car reportedly ran into a motorcyclist and his passenger, resulting in some fatalities. The government condemns in strong terms the incident and said all those found culpable will be made to face the full wrath of the law, while the government does not favor any form of criminality in whatever guise. It also does not subscribe to taking laws into their hands. It was reported that the quick intervention of law enforcement agents saved the parents of the deceased from suffering same fate as their son. Sadly, they watched in horror and total helplessness as their son was beaten to death. Oweleketv, however, urged the people of the state to trust in the rule of law, as the government will not condone any form of mob action or hooliganism in the leadership of justice in Ondo State. Olorunfemi was alleged of reckless driving, leading to the death of 2 people and 6 others injured in the crash, while the late Olorunfemi was mobbed by the people in the area and his car set ablaze. Police Public Relations Officer in the state, Fumi Odunlami, confirmed the arrest of the 2 people and disclosed that detectives from the State Police Command apprehended the suspects over their alleged involvement in the jungle justice meted out to Olorunfemi. He stated that one of the 2 arrested suspects allegedly masterminded the burning of the vehicle belonging to the 35-year-old Tope Olorunfemi and will be arraigned in court soon. Odunlami said that the suspect will be charged to court for murder and arson, while the PPRO appealed to members of the public never to take laws into their hands. She added that no one can confirm if the dead young man in question was an internet fraudster or not. The Bauchi state government has forewarned that it will not entertain instigating and inciting statements and preaching from any religious cleric in the state, because it will not watch to see the relative peace in the state compromised. The government also warned that it is ready to deal decisively with any person or group of persons who may want to constitute themselves as agents of causing separation among the people of the state using religious sentiments. The warning was made by the Secretary to the State Government, SSG, Barrister Ibrahim Kashim Mohammed, while briefing reporters about the outcome of the emergency meeting of the State Security Committee held on Monday at the Government House. He expressed that the government will deal with anyone making statements capable of causing division among the people of the states. The chairman of the council revealed that there are 2 major issues threatening the relative peace in the state which were extensively discussed during the meeting, leading to some decisions taken in order to extinguish the tension. Ibrahim Kashim said that the council also examined the resurgence of young armed political thugs, popularly called Sarasuka, who were attacking innocent residents and as well ransacking their properties unabated in recent times. The SSG elaborated that the recent preaching by an Islamic scholar in the state during a Ramadan tafsir has generated a lot of heat, reactions and counter-preachings, was also discussed extensively during the meeting, and a position has been taken by the council. Kashim, who is also the chairman of the Security Council, added that the state government will not elude away from its responsibility of protecting lives and properties of the people as provided for in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. Henceforth, no insults are allowed with regards to the fate of anybody or other people. Also, the State Commissioner of Police, Aminu Hassan, stated that efforts are on to curtail activities capable of disrupting peaceful coexistence in the state. The police commissioner guaranteed that the synergy among the security agencies in the state will continue in order to work as a team in the fight against insecurity, warning that nobody found wanting will be spared. Governor Babagana Zulum of Borno has extended the retirement age of teachers in the state by 5 years. This is contained in a circular from Borno State Teaching Service Board signed by the Permanent Secretary, Malam Yusuf Garuga. The attention of all teachers is hereby drawn to the fact that the Governor Babagana Zulum has approved the extension of years of service of all teachers in Borno from 35 to 40 and from 60 to 65 by age, whichever comes first. All interested teachers willing to enjoy this are expected to write to the board through their principals, expressing their interest and attach a certificate of medical fitness from any government hospital. Such letters, it added, are to be submitted to the board in person. NAN reports that President Muhammadu Buhari approved 4 bills recently passed by the National Assembly, including Harmonized Retirement Age for Teachers in Nigeria Act 2022. The Act provides for the retirement age of teachers in the country. Section 1 of the Act states that teachers in Nigeria shall compulsorily retire at the age of 65 years or 40 years of pensionable service, while the provision of Section 3 of the Act provides that the public service rule or any legislation that requires a person to retire from public service at 60 years of age or 35 years of civil service shall not apply to teachers in Nigeria. A recap of the story. FG tells Peter Obi to elucidate his position on leaked audio. Delta APC Chieftain assassinated by gunmen. Criminals in Ekiti. Police arrested 10 kidnappers. Names, faces of policemen who flogged, slapped, and beat man in viral video revealed. And that's all the news on Oweleketv News today. You can follow us on all our social media handles as displayed on your screen for advert placement and queries. I am Francis Atim. Till I come your way again with another heart-thrilling news. Until then, stay safe and be happy. Thanks for being with us. Bye-bye.